Hey fam, it's Coach Rod from Team Flex. Today we're going to talk about the RGV Wellness Pro, and we're going to look at our top 3 competitors. We're going to go into a little bit about the criteria, how the placings landed, and what this means for all of you out there as a wellness competitor so you can do your best on stage no matter what level it is. And that's what I do on this channel. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. It does help me out and I really do appreciate it. All right, let's dive in. So this is the Women's Wellness Pro at the RGV competition, and it's very exciting. We're looking at our top 3. You know, we have some familiar faces. Eduarda, I didn't really expect her to be competing again this season, considering she picked up her Olympia qualification already, but she has jumped in another competition here, or maybe that was always the plan. I shouldn't say jumped in specifically, but she's come to win this class again. Another key ticket to Olympia. We'll talk about that in just a minute, though. Looking over here, we have Jacqueline in second, and then over here we have Amanda in third. So we're going to talk about our top 3 and just go into the criteria bit and how the placings landed the way they did. So looking at Eduarda, right, she's starting to change her look a bit from what we had seen. We've been following her on this channel for a minute. We watched her compete at the amateur level, climb into the pro league, and then go win her first pro show, and now she's winning a second pro show here. And what that means for her is, you know, again, possibly a threat for that top 5 at Olympia, and that's what I've kind of said so far. We'll see how it shapes out. However, I do think she's changing her look a little bit here, and you know, from what I'm seeing in the upper body, it seems her upper body could be starting to kind of get away from her in the size factor to where it makes her physique look a little bit too symmetrical, which is not, you know, it's a fine line for her. Whether or not that's going to favor her, she's going to have to probably bring the lower body up some more based on what I'm seeing here, but we will see how things look come Olympia, right? That's the fun thing about all these pro shows, is that realistically, when we're looking at pro competitions prior to Olympia, I mean, competitors can do a lot of things to change their look before they go to Olympia. So we will see. However, I think her upper body's starting to show a little bit more size, a little bit more shape than we had seen prior, which I do not think would be an advantage for her in the criteria. However, a clear slam dunk win here at this, you know, competition. She's got good shoulder shape. This is all there. Nice taper into the waist. However, I think, you know, it could just be the pose. Her waist is starting to look a little bit thicker to me compared to what we've talked about previous. So again, this can happen. You know, your physique starts to get away from you in this criteria bit. Great job either way for her. I will be very interested to see where she comes up at Olympia. Great glute shape, great overall quad sweep. Everything is there. It's a complete wellness look for sure. All my feedback that I'm really talking about here that I would think, you know, is going to be for Olympia more so, right? Coming up against Franciele and Issa and where that could line up. So very interesting to follow along with that journey. Now let's look over here at Jacqueline. Jacqueline's got great overall wellness look, a little bit less dominant in the shoulders here. This is the shoulder shape judges want to see in this division. I think her waist could come in a tad more, and that could be posing tweak, but that would just enhance her taper of the upper body, which I think would favor her well. However, I think she, in this lineup, still needs some more muscle to really stand up against Eduarda in the lower body. She's got good glute shape, good shoulders, good quads, good everything is really just popping here, but it's just not as much muscle up against Eduarda, and I think that does make a difference. However, very much within criteria, great looking physique there. Now looking over here at Amanda, Amanda's got good shoulders, good taper, a little bit wider in the waist, just does not have the same amount of muscle overall, I would say, compared to the two above her. So that's really going to be her thing to focus on overall there. Now, let's look from the back, and this is where we get to see again, I think Eduarda kind of is pushing her physique a bit too far, in my opinion, and, you know, I don't really like to see it because that's the type of wellness look where very easily you can go too far, right? Like it's very, and we see this a lot in wellness division, wellness pros right now, right? As we see wellness pros that are out there, let's say competing, you know, and they look a certain way and they're like, wow, that's really true to criteria. And then a couple months go by and they've been doing whatever, you know, training, whatever, eating this way, doing whatever, possibly even PEDs. And all of a sudden, they're pushing criteria, right? They're looking too muscular and things like that. And Eduarda's not there yet, but I could see how, you know, that type of physique could easily go too far. So I feel like she's holding more muscle here in the upper body overall, in the arms as well. And the lower body is starting to look a bit too much, in my opinion, right? She's got great glute upper shape, great overall tie-in shape. Everything is there. This is all there, but it's starting to look like it's getting pushed too far, right? Where all of a sudden you can easily kind of go into the mass mass monster area of wellness, which is not going to be favored on stage. So it'll be interesting to see how Eduarda goes here. Again, it's a win for her. Very nice. And it's a great example of criteria either way. But I would be, interested to see what that looked like come Olympia. Maybe she'll just tighten it up, bring it down a bit. Very easy to shift these things at this level, but that's what I'm seeing there so far. Looking over here at Jacqueline, now this is where we can see, very good shape overall. Honestly, ties together, nice balance in the lower body. Maybe just a little bit more glute to match the hamstrings and the quads would be good for her, as well as a bit more shoulder shape. So I think if she can add just a little bit more of that lateral delt, that's going to be favorable for her. But a great overall look, great overall physique, probably just down to micro points here in these placings. And looking over here at Amanda, very good look, good tie-in, everything is there, good quad shape, needs more glute development and just more overall development. I think that would favor her well, and that's why in this lineup, she's pulling third versus the two above her that have more muscle. So very important to remember in wellness division, you want to maximize your muscle, lower body, and also upper body, but make sure they're in proportion to where your lower body looks more dominant. And if you can do that, that's a winning look everywhere. That's a winning look at your first competition, a winning look at, nationals even, getting your pro card, all these things. So really need to emphasize that and bring in your best condition and shape overall. Wellness continues to be about shape and also making sure you don't get your physique, out of alignment, right? Like, don't build too much muscle. It can be very easy to do wellness and think, okay, just more and more muscle. But if you start to do that, you pile away from the actual look, right? You start piling on so much muscle that you pile yourself away from the actual wellness look. And what just won't want to see. So let me know what you guys think. Am I losing it when I'm thinking Eduarda, kind of pushing it a little too far? What do you think? And do you think the placings have gone the way they should have? Do you think Eduarda has a chance at all to crack into that top 5 and give Francielle Issa a run for their money at Olympia, which is coming up pretty soon? Very exciting time for the sport of bodybuilding and wellness division. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Coach Rye is out.